Why was the necessity of a company called Tratico established?
I worked for companies like Saint-Gobain, FL Smith and Murugappa Group for almost 12 years. So in 2012, we got an opportunity to develop.
You never hesitate to try new products and always want to be the first one to do that.
More than a mindset or more than the culture, it is the need of the time.
How does GRP play a vital role in your product?
Straight away replaces the metal by...
Your factory is not a factory, it is a manufacturing hub for companies like Daimler, Volvo Eicher, Ashok Leyland. How does it feel?
Being the first in the market gives you a lot of added advantage to get further more business.
You were one of the first persons to start something called as a mobile hospital on wheels.
4 separate units are constructed in one simple 24 feet truck when it is being in an expendable model.
This decade of our relationship has led to a lot of new inventions in the market.
India will become a big exporter of many products.
You were also one among the first people who called me as a GRP man.
The reason is, Rohan, you were able to...
Let's wrap it up with something called as a rapid fire round. One word for LAMILUX. Welcome to the first ever episode of Mr. GRP Podcast. We are not only going to talk about materials today, but we are going to talk about minds that build India's future. Today we are having someone who I admire a lot, a bold thinker, a great mind, a passionate worker, Karthick Ramadass, the founder of Tratico Engineering India Private Limited. Welcome Karthick to the show.
Hi Rohan, thanks for inviting me here. It's my pleasure to be here.
Let's go back to a decade, I would say close to 12 years back, when Tratico was formed. Why was the necessity of a company called Tratico established?
See, I basically did my mechanical engineering from Anna University. So being a mechanical engineer, always you have passion towards doing something new in design and innovation. So I worked for companies like Saint-Gobain, FL Smith and Murugappa Group for almost 12 years. Had a couple of opportunities to travel abroad and work. So in 2012, I was trying for something new. So we got an opportunity to develop a very unique special type of loading racks which used for transportation of silencers for Royal Enfield through Nippon Express. So that's how we came into the business, and we formed the company Shraddha Engineering. So we did this project. So since the project was very well recognized, so we thought that okay, we will go for something with new design and innovation developments in the logistics industry. So then we got couple of projects from Daimler where we were actually working for loading matrix optimizations. So once we are successful in that, then we started thinking of making those logistics movement trucks where this loading optimization, whatever you arrived at in the design, really works. So we started manufacturing dry container trucks with rear open, side open models, then reefer container trucks. Then we also developed tippers for the OEMs like Ashok Leyland, Daimler, the load bodies for companies like Volvo Eicher. So that's how this company was growing. Then we started making trailers also, and we were actually growing from 2012 continuously. And 2015 we have opened one more unit in down south in the transportation hub Namakkal, and we have 2 units manufacturing right now for all these products, and we are continuing to grow.
Well said. Karthik, initially I was also very curious of the term Tratico, and the viewers would love to know what does Tratico mean?
So 2012 we started this company as Shraddha Engineering, and the Shraddha Engineering does the products in an innovative way. There is always unique importance is given to design and innovation. So when company does products like trailer, tipper and container, seeing the growth, we wanted to convert the company into a private limited. So when we wanted to convert into a private limited, we thought that we will make the name with the products we make. So we decided, okay, trailers, tippers and containers, we choose a little bit of the starting words, and then we formed Tratico. So the TR stands for trailers, and TI stands for tippers, and CO stands for the containers. So that's how the Tratico name was formed. And Tratico Engineering India Private Limited was established in 2018. with the objective to make these products for the future industry in India and for the global market.
Very nice, Karthik. One thing I like more about you is your mindset. You're very bold to do something new, something innovative, uh, and always want to be the first one to do that. Which Where does this instinct come from?
To tell you the fact, the gene comes from your superiors where you work or your family background. But the thing is here, being a mechanical engineer, always the industry is far ahead. When I used to work for countries abroad, I always think that there are certain ideas which are used in the global market need to come to India. So always in India there is a phenomena called payload to be maximized. So always we were thinking how to reduce the weight of the vehicle, weight of the body being constructed. So always the idea was to use something new from the conventional method where we are one step ahead. So that was the reason. It's more than a mindset or more than the culture, it is the need of the time. So we are doing what is needed for the industry to grow faster.
I would like to say that you were one of the first persons to start something called as a mobile hospital on wheels. It's not just a product, it's an impact which you created during COVID times also, which helped a lot of people, helped a lot of organizations, NGOs, wherein you built India's one of the first lightweight, mobile, expandable hospital. Can you go through the journey, how it started and how you took a decision that I have to be the first person to make a change?
There is a real need in the market. Even now, there are expandable offices, expandable hospitals where you have to carry a container to a certain place as per the road regulations. And once it reaches the place, you need a more space. For that, you need to have an expandable model. So, having an expandable model fitted on the truck, it gives further added advantage. It's basically you carry the truck and you go to the place, then you do the expansions so that 20 feet container becomes 3 times a 20 feet container. 40 feet container becomes a 3 times a 40 feet container. So that's the way the expandable model is looked at. And the reason to be the first is basically the COVID times. There was a huge need for the hospitals to be in the remote places, and always you want to shift the hospital from one place to another place. You want a lot of people to move. So basically, if you look at a 40 feet container expandable model and a 20 feet container expandable model, yeah, pharmacy, screening unit, and very critical intensive care unit, and also a normal ward. Four separate units are constructed in a one simple 24 feet truck when it is being in an expandable model. This was actually a very important for the industry on that time. So it was a need of the hour. So we got an opportunity, and we were. I could see that times from LAMILUX we got a huge support for taking GRP, and we were actually constructing a lightweight model because the truck has limitations to carry. If I make it with the metal, then the weight goes high, and there were a lot of challenges. So the hospital requires a different kind of a construction, the kind of a finish. So everything we were able to meet with LAMILUX products.
I do remember a lot of late night calls, discussions with you during that period of time, and eventually we built a product which is durable, reliable, and
Yes.
more efficient for
You and your team, two of your team members, almost stationed for 1 week time, and we were
Yes, indeed.
getting approvals from the team of doctors over there.
Yes, it was a good journey, but taking back, I think the COVID times right now also are picking up. I think now also your input and your enthusiasm as well as the dedication what you put earlier would also play a vital role if the current COVID situation can we have the same situation in the coming days. Let's talk about specific materials. Well, let's be very much specific about, as we said, we are talking about LAMILUX GRP. How GRP can be an impact to your product line, because you have done a lot of refrigerated containers, you have done mobile hospitals, you have done expandable offices, you have done mobile toilets, various kind of activities where you have pitched in your product, you have pitched in your mindset, you wanted to do something new. How does GRP play a vital role in your product?
Two things straight, Rohan. One is weight. The next one is the fit and finish. And I will add one more product. Like we have made a lot of stationary warehouse kind of a storage units, stationary storage containers, replacing the warehouses for company many OEMs where there is a critical need on shop floor storage units where there is a chemicals and some of the materials which are to be stored in a controlled atmosphere to have a fire retardant atmosphere. So basically the GRP straight away replaces the metal by being lighter. Generally your steel goes with more weight, and if you construct it with the GRP, always it is lighter. And there are a lot of options available, color options available. And when we use GRP, we doesn't do painting. There is no requirement of painting every 2 years. So the GRP has that kind of a finish. So it's completely advantage.
Yes, indeed. GRP is not very much loud. It always takes the back seat. But if you look at the need, I would say the reliability, the impact resistance, the finish, as rightly said by you, uh, all these advantages subside the conventional way of working with the machineries. How do you put forth to your customers, your clients, that how GRP stands apart or stands tall at the pinnacle when it compares to metal?
See, GRP basically lightweight compared to steel. So the customer always has the cost conscious part of it. We have to talk to the customer, explain the benefit of GRP, going in for lightweight. What is the value proposition he is going to carry for the next 2 to 3 years? What is the ROI, return on investment, he is going to get by making this additional small investment? So when you're going to talk about the customer to the container that he is going to incur, let's say a lakh more, we will say this 3 lakh containers is going to cost you 4 lakhs. This is one option. But we used to talk in a very different way, like on your 40 lakhs of investment on a truck, on this container all totally put together, you are making a lakh rupee investment which will really fetch you more uh, in a very short term. By adding your payload to your transportation, you can carry another 1 ton of payload which will give you a return on investment in 18 months. So then it makes a larger sense instead of saying from 2 to 3, from 30 to 1. So some proportions we used to communicate to the customer, and when it is very clearly communicated to the customer, customers are taking decisions to go for GRP. Earlier you can say the conventional way of making is basically MS construction and stainless steel constructions. Now almost last 2 to 3 years we are making GRP insulation, GRP construction. It's completely we are only doing that. We are not using any stainless steel constructions in the reefer containers. And all storage units wherever we have supplied to OEMs like Daimler, there are a lot of OEM usages there in the stationary storage units where the construction is completely GRP insulation, GRP. So the old usage of stainless steel, MS outer constructions, all that is gone now. What we need to do is we have to basically go and meet the customer and explain the benefits of GRP, and we have to make them understand the way in a financial terms what is the kind of benefit this GRP is really making. So then they are able to take the decision and go ahead.
Now, as you brought in a couple of names, I understand, Karthik, your factory is not a factory. It is a manufacturing hub for or a development center for companies like Daimler, Volvo Eicher, Ashok Leyland. All these companies utilize Tratico as a proto building center or a development center. How does it feel when you are working with all these companies?
Well, actually, we also wish the same to be done. So Tratico has that basically that DNA is there where you want to try something new, go for a new developmental activities, and always you have advantage, right? Being the first in the market gives you a lot of added advantage to get further more business on certain products, activities, whatever we do. Like people approaches. So even now you go to any South India, the Tratico has an advantage. Like if you go on to try something innovative and go and ask a dealer, we want to do this trailer, this tipper or this container in an innovative way. We want this. So who will do it? I am very sure. I think any dealer will recommend Tratico. So that is the advantage you have in the market when you want to try something new for the OEMs. Actually, it is OEM helps Tratico grow in the market. So the market, we have the name, we are recognized for that.
Yes, indeed. What happens is, Karthik, what I see is you always try to build something which blends in the market. A lot of R&D is done from your way. It's not that easy. It says something about the company. What is it that is going to drive Tratico in the next decade?
Yeah, as you rightly said, the challenge is there, Rohan. The challenge will be there when you want to do something new, try a new thing and convincing the customer with the new product. The challenge will be there, but it has an added advantage. And if you look at, we were using GRP 10 years back also. And the kind of GRP utilized 10 years back in India and now how it is being used in India, there is a phenomenal difference. Right, so that kind of a change we are also seeing for the future as well. Right now we are using high strength low alloy imported steels in trailer segments where it is a very heavy products. So those products are also will come in the industry. There is a huge replacement will be done by GRP in this against the consumption of steel and stainless steel. And I could see the impact strength capabilities of GRP is also being good. Having having using GRP in a panel, the impact strength is much better than using MS steel. So in a dry container as well. So that's why we could see good development activities happening in the industry. We were doing a lot of cement transportations where there are R&D activities going on right now for replacing the MS construction with the GRP panel construction. So these kind of activities are already in pipeline where how the steel can be replaced. And the advantage is if you are able to reduce 500 kgs and if you are able to carry 10 more bags of cement, then it's going to make a very big difference for the logistics operator. So there is a big scope, very big scope for GRP.
Indeed. Karthik, personally, I feel that you are one of the person, the relation between you has been more of not a vendor customer relationship. It's been beyond that, I would say. You are a person who always listens, wants to understand what we are trying to do, who are the leaders in the market, what they are saying, and tries to implement them. So or you don't go in to saying that it's my way or highway, something of that kind of attitude. How does this help you to build a company or a small empire of your own?
Rohan, it's like this. See, you have 15 years of experience and 15 years of entrepreneurial experience. Let's say 3 decades of experience. But there is a person coming and giving you a free advice. Uh, you can validate it and definitely you can go with it if it is a valuable advice. And as you rightly said, the relationship is for almost a decade. So now we know a person how he acts with us in the difficult times, how he can comes to the unit, support us. So we had a lot of experience when there is a project in Daimler, when there is a project in the mobile hospitals, when there is a project in new development on the trucks and trailers. Always the LAMILUX team were standing there in the plant and you were actually helping us. So when you are giving a valuable suggestion, it is a free suggestion, free advice, free knowledge sharing is happening. So what stops us in taking it with a good note? And I could understand from the market, it's not only with the Tratico. I think LAMILUX team has the same relationship with everybody they are serving. Looks like I could get feedback from Delhi and Mumbai with some of my competition counterparts. They always say they get good support from the LAMILUX team, right from Oliver days, Rohan days. Rohan, I think you're more into the their operations, giving them, training them beyond the extent of selling GRP. You are going there, training them on making panels. You are giving the complete end-to-end solutions. So something great because your attitude and your team attitude, I think you are getting a bigger mileage, and that only brings this relationship more than supplier and customer relationship.
Yeah. It's very rare, Karthik, I would say, that to have a friend in a customer. What I feel, so that gives a different impact altogether. We are good friends after 9 to 6. You are a customer, a vendor kind of relationship, but after 6 or after working hours, we are buddies. We talk about a lot of other things. We talk about personal life. So thank you for trusting in that, Karthik. I would say it's been bold decision which you have taken, and I would say that this decade of our relationship, what we are there, has led to a lot of new inventions in the market. It has led to a lot of developments in the market. I like the way you listen and implement a lot of things without hesitant to make a change in the market, which gives you the cutting edge, I would say, to the latest development. Because when we are working for an organization like LAMILUX has more than about close to a century of experience in various kind of products, and more than 60, 80 years, 90 years of GRP experience, which bring into a lot of quality products, a lot of innovation, and thank you once again for that. I also remember you were also one among the first people who called me as a GRP man. So how did this come up? I would say, why did you want to coin me as a GRP man during couple of years back and stuff?
The reason is, Rogan, you were able to suggest so many variants in the GRP which suits my requirement. So you know the complete knowledge of GRP, not only from the product perspective, the functional perspective of it. So what kind of a strength, how there are metals available or not available. So what is the alternate suggestions available. So it was completely you are suggesting products to my requirement. That is the kind of knowledge you have about GRP. And it's not only about GRP, the way it's being used in panel making, the kind of adhesives usage, the kind of panels utilization, the kind of panels assembly. So wherever you name any operation, you are there. And the knowledge of vacuum table and the parts used in the vacuum table, vacuum pump, the rubber solution, everything from start to end. You're knowing the complete utilization and the way you make the panels, the way you use the panels. So that's the reason we call you GRP man. So it's a good tag, right? So
Yeah,
you can enjoy
thank
having
you,
it. Yeah.
thank you very much. As we come to the end of this podcast, Karthik, let's wrap it up with something called as a rapid fire round, which we have not much questions, but we wanted to emphasize more on a specific word. What you describes this question like most underrated part in a truck body. What do you suggest? One word which comes to your mind.
I'll say kingpin.
Hmm.
Because in the trailer it's a small pin which is used, which couples the prime mover and the trailer, which pulls the entire load of the trailer, but the people underrate it.
Okay, what do you say? What is your go-to mantra for a material of innovation?
Lightweight, being lightweight.
So, any specific material which comes first to your mind?
GRP naturally.
Okay, so what do you feel when the term comes GRP? One word for GRP.
Feather tech.
Okay, one vehicle which you have built is a memorable one.
Completely mobile hospital, expendable mobile hospitals. And I think no other product in the future also I don't think will replace that.
Okay, the last question, Karthik, is what excites you more in the coming decades?
See, being a entrepreneur in a country which is growing, it always good to be in the country where this there is a clear growth is seen for next 20 years. And there is a very clear plans the government also has, and we are also having very clear growth plans. So it merges, basically there is a sync. So we look for good growth opportunities in the country, as well as we are looking for some export opportunities outside India. So there were inquiries being floated to us. So we are really looking for the opportunities. So that's how I see India will become a big exporter of many products.
Indeed, it's going to be the next big hub for manufacturing industry
Exactly.
for
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
The last two questions, Karthik, is one word for LAMILUX.
Number one in GRP.
One word for Rohan.
Consistent supporter.
Thank you, Karthik, for the wonderful conversation we had today. Stay tuned as we bring in leaders, innovators to this podcast of Mr. GRP to know more insights how GRP has changed their world and a lot of stories in it. Thank you once again for watching.